Warning: there are everyday habits silently stealing your freedom and health after age 70. Habits you might not even realize you have. Are you unknowingly giving up your energy, your independence, one small step at a time? Let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten out of bed in the morning, shuffled to the bathroom, maybe poured yourself a cup of coffee, sat down, and still felt like your body just wasn't ready for the day? Like no matter how many hours you slept, your battery is only half charged? You're not alone, and here's the truth. It's not just aging, it's not just how it is now. More often than not, the real problem is what we do or don't do in the very first hours of our day. Morning routines that used to work just fine in your 40s or 50s can actually backfire after 70, leaving you sluggish, achy, and drained before you've even had breakfast. The good news? You can take your mornings back. And when you do, you'll be amazed how much better your entire day feels. More focus, more energy, more life. Today, we're going to talk about 4 common morning mistakes that many people over 70 make without even realizing it, and what you can do instead to feel stronger, sharper, and more alive every day. Let's start with the first one, and it's something almost all of us are guilty of: staying in bed too long after waking up. Now, I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, doesn't it? We've all heard how important rest is, and that's true. But here's where it gets tricky. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less melatonin and other hormones that regulate our sleep-wake cycles. That means even if you've technically had enough hours of sleep, your body might get that clear signal to fully wake up unless you help it along. And when you lie there under the covers, scrolling through your phone or just staring at the ceiling, you're actually sending your brain mixed messages. Wait, are we getting up or going back to sleep? This limbo confuses your internal clock. Instead of feeling energized, you end up groggy and foggy, like you're moving through molasses. Your muscles stiffen, your circulation slows down, and your metabolism stays in low gear. Not a great way to start the day. Here's what to do instead. As soon as you wake up, even if you don't feel ready, sit up. Place your feet on the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe say a few words to yourself like, "I'm awake, I'm grateful, I'm ready to move." Then stand up slowly, stretch your arms toward the ceiling, and take just 30 seconds to loosen your shoulders and hips. You don't need a yoga mat, just a few gentle movements to get your blood flowing. Trust me, this one small shift can help shake off that morning fog and signal to your body, let's start the engine. Now let's talk about another sneaky energy drainer: skipping water first thing in the morning. You see, after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. And dehydration, especially as we get older, doesn't just make you thirsty. It can leave you tired, dizzy, and sluggish before the day even begins. Some people reach straight for coffee thinking it'll perk them up. But without water in your system first, that caffeine can actually dehydrate you more and give you a jittery crash later on. What your body really wants, especially after 70, is to rehydrate gently, steadily, and early. Your brain needs it, your muscles need it, even your joints feel less stiff when you're hydrated. So try this simple habit. Keep a glass of water on your nightstand. When you wake up, before anything else, before you check your phone, before the news, before your coffee, drink that glass of water, not chugging, just slow, steady sips. If plain water isn't your thing, add a slice of lemon, or try warm water with a bit of honey. Not only will this wake up your digestive system, but it also sends a clear message to your body. We're starting the day. Let's go. And don't underestimate this small act. Many people who start their mornings with water report clearer thinking, more consistent energy, and even fewer aches and pains by mid-morning. It's gentle, it's easy, and it works. All right, now let me ask you something personal. Do you ever find yourself reaching for the TV remote right after you wake up? Maybe flipping on the news or scrolling headlines on your tablet just to see what's going on in the world? I get it. It feels like a harmless way to ease into the day. But here's the problem. Those early morning news stories full of conflict, disasters, arguments, and stress, they set the tone for your entire nervous system. And after 70, your nervous system is a bit more sensitive to stress than it used to be. So when the first thing your brain sees is a flood of negative headlines, you go into a kind of quiet stress mode. Your muscles tense, your breathing gets shallow, and your thoughts get cloudy, and that stress can hang over you like a fog, even if nothing bad is actually happening in your life at that moment. What to do instead? Give your brain a more peaceful start. Open a window, listen to birdsong, or just the stillness of the morning. If you have a journal, jot down a few things you're grateful for, even just simple ones like, I woke up today, or my knees don't hurt as much. This isn't about pretending the world is perfect. It's about protecting your peace. Even 5 minutes of a calm, intentional start can help you feel more grounded, more positive, and more in control of your day, no matter what's happening out there in the world. And that brings us to one more important shift that can really change how your mornings feel. Moving your body before you sit down. Now I know, The idea of exercise first thing in the morning might not sound appealing, especially if you wake up feeling stiff or your joints take a little time to warm up. But I'm not talking about a full workout or some high intensity routine. I'm talking about simple movement, just enough to tell your muscles, hey, we're alive and we're still in charge here. The mistake many people over 70 make is going from bed straight to sitting at the breakfast table, sitting with the newspaper, sitting while you take your medications or watch the morning news. And before you know it, 2 hours have passed and your body hasn't really moved at all. And the longer you stay still in the morning, the more your muscles tighten, the more your joints stiffen, and the harder it becomes to get going later. It's like a car left idling too long in the cold. It doesn't move better, it just wastes fuel and makes it harder to shift into gear. But here's the beautiful part. Even just a few minutes of movement can completely change that. Stretch your arms, do a few shoulder rolls, rotate your ankles, stand up and march gently in place. Swing your arms side to side. If you're feeling steady, take a slow walk around your home, down the hallway and back or around the kitchen as you wait for the kettle to boil. These tiny actions may not look like much, but inside your body, a lot is happening. Blood starts circulating better, your brain gets more oxygen, your balance improves, and your energy, it gets a real natural boost without needing another cup of coffee. Some people even put on a favorite song, maybe something from their younger days, and move with the music for just 3 minutes. It lifts the mood, it gets the body going, and most importantly, it reminds you that you're in charge of your day, not the other way around. Now, let's talk about a habit that might surprise you, and not in a good way. It's skipping breakfast, or eating the wrong kind of breakfast. You see, after 70, your metabolism becomes more sensitive. Your muscles need more support, and your blood sugar doesn't bounce back the way it used to. That means if you skip breakfast entirely, or if you eat something sugary and processed, you're setting yourself up for a crash by mid-morning. You might feel shaky, lightheaded, even irritable. Your energy dips and it's harder to focus. And sadly, this is often brushed off as just aging. But in many cases, it's a preventable energy slump caused by poor fuel. The truth is, your body needs nourishment first thing in the morning, especially protein. Not just toast, not just cereal. I'm talking about eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nut butter on whole grain toast, or even a simple smoothie with a little protein powder. These kinds of foods help stabilize your energy, keep your muscles strong, and reduce those out of nowhere crashes that hit mid-morning. And if cooking feels like too much first thing in the morning, prepare something the night before. A boiled egg and a slice of fruit, or a small portion of oats soaked overnight with milk, nuts, and berries. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be real food that supports your body. Think of breakfast as your body's morning medicine. Not in the sense of pills, but in the sense of healing, strength, and prevention. It's your chance to say, today I'm giving myself what I need. And don't worry if you've gone years skipping breakfast. It's never too late to try something new. Even adding a small portion of nourishing food can make a difference. Now, before we move on, I want you to pause for just a moment and think about how your mornings usually go. Do they feel calm and energizing? Or are they rushed, quiet, and draining? The reason this matters is because your morning often sets the emotional tone for your entire day. And I'm not just talking about habits like eating and moving, I'm talking about how you feel when you wake up. Many people over 70 wake up with a strange sense of heaviness, not just in the body, but in the heart. Maybe it's loneliness, maybe it's grief, maybe it's just the quiet that comes with aging. And that emotional weight, if left unchecked, can slowly steal your spark. But here's something powerful you can do. Create a tiny morning ritual that feeds your spirit. It could be reading a passage from a favorite book, lighting a candle, sitting by a window and watching the sunlight come in, saying a short prayer, writing down one small thing you're grateful for, even calling a friend or sending a voice message to someone you love. These little rituals are not silly. They are anchors, reminders that you are still connected to life, to beauty, to purpose, and they cost nothing, just a moment of your time and attention. You don't have to pretend every morning is perfect, but by choosing even one small thing that brings you joy or peace, you take back a piece of control. You tell the day, yes, I'm still here, and I still matter. And really, that's what these morning changes are all about. Not just more energy, but more life in your day, more clarity, more strength, more joy in the little things. Because no matter your age, you deserve to feel good when you wake up. You deserve a morning that helps you rise, not one that holds you down. You tell the day, yes, I'm still here, and I still matter. And when you start showing up for yourself in those small, intentional ways, your energy starts to change, not just physically, but emotionally too. Because you're no longer just getting through the day, you're shaping it. Even if it's just one little shift at a time. Now, there's one more morning mistake that many people fall into, and this one's especially easy to overlook because it doesn't feel like a mistake at all. In fact, some folks think it's helpful, but it's actually doing more harm than good. It's starting the day with a to-do list that's too long or too overwhelming. You might be the kind of person who's always been productive, always liked structure, always tried to get things done. And maybe now in retirement, your days are a little less busy. So to stay motivated, you make a long list of errands, chores, calls, appointments, thinking it'll help you feel accomplished. But here's what really happens. Your brain wakes up and instantly sees pressure. Even if your list includes things you want to do, like baking or organizing your photos, it still creates a mental weight. The list starts to feel like a job, like a burden. And at this stage in life, your energy is valuable. You only get so much per day. So if the first thing your mind sees is a mountain of tasks, it can lead to fatigue before you even begin. Not because the list is hard, but because it takes away your sense of peace. What to do instead? Keep it simple. Choose one thing, just one meaningful thing to focus on in the morning. Maybe it's taking a walk. Maybe it's writing a letter to your granddaughter. Maybe it's making soup or watering your plants or listening to an old record you love. You can still have other tasks in your day, but let your morning begin with ease, with purpose, with something that brings light into your day, not pressure. This doesn't mean you're being lazy or unproductive, quite the opposite. You're being wise with your energy. You're starting the day by saying, I know what matters to me right now, and I'm choosing that first. And the ripple effect, that peaceful, focused start often gives you more motivation later. It creates flow. You feel less scattered. You don't burn out by noon. You move through your day with intention instead of rushing or reacting. So now let's take a breath together. We've talked about a lot, not from a place of guilt or pressure, but from care, from kindness, from the truth that you deserve mornings that support you, not drain you. You deserve mornings that lift you up. Think about the difference it would make if each day started with a little more movement, a little more water, a little more nourishment, and a little less stress. You don't have to change everything overnight. Maybe tomorrow, you start by drinking that glass of water before your coffee. Or maybe you get up and gently stretch instead of staying under the covers. Maybe you skip the morning news and listen to music instead. Tiny choices, one step at a time. Because that's how real change happens. Not with pressure, but with consistency, with love. And the beautiful thing, your body and mind will respond, no matter your age. The human body is incredibly adaptable, even in our 70s, 80s, and beyond. The brain is still learning. The heart is still open. You're still capable of creating new rhythms that make you feel better, stronger, more awake to life. Let these mornings become a gentle declaration. I still have power. I still have purpose. I still deserve to feel good, because you do. And here's something else I want to remind you of. There's no such thing as too late to feel better, too late to have more energy, too late to enjoy your days more. That's a lie aging tries to tell us. But you don't have to listen to it. Your mornings belong to you, not to your aches, not to your regrets, not to anyone's expectations of what aging should look like. So give yourself permission to build a morning that feels good, that starts with care, that supports your beautiful, wise, resilient self, one small moment at a time. And if any of this spoke to you, if something in your heart nodded along and thought, yes, I could do that, I invite you to try just one change tomorrow, just one. And notice how your body responds, how your spirit lifts. And if it helps, keep going. You've earned the right to enjoy your mornings, to feel light, to wake up not with dread or fatigue, but with curiosity about what today might bring. A phone call, a laugh, a good cup of tea, a memory, a smile. And remember, your energy is precious. Let's protect it. Let's build it. Let's honor it. If this video was helpful to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's your favorite way to start the day? Or what morning habit are you excited to try? Let's learn from each other. We're all in this together. And if you found value here, please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to make sure you don't miss more uplifting content made just for you. Content that supports your health, your independence, and your joy. Here's to better mornings, to better days, and to living your best life at any age. You are strong, you are wise, and you are not done yet.